and welcome to Divine Goddess Tarot. My name is Jessica, bringing you your Divine Goddess and God messages for the ultimate balance in your life of your feminine and masculine energies. So let's get right to it and see what goddesses have messages for us to assist us in aligning. I predominantly focus on goddess messages because our world is in such need for that specific energy to kind of come to the forefront. So this is a beautiful way for you to receive messages from your divine goddess, yourself, parts of yourself, so that you can step into your power. So let's go ahead and get started with that. If you're new, welcome back, and that's why I explain that. If you're returning, you know how this works, or you're on your journey of finding out how this works, of what your power is. Power is actually feminine energy, and that is the action, the movement, taking the step towards creation. And so a lot of our society believes that power is a masculine energy. It is actually a feminine energy. And so that's what makes things grow. And it is the focus, the consciousness, as well as the direction that is masculine energy. So we can't really get anywhere without balancing the two. We create a lot of chaos in our lives when those energies are in misalignment with each other. Oh, I felt that one. That's the one. So we've got Mama Kila for the moon. And let's do one more. We're going to do at least two goddesses and see what their two messages are bringing and what messages through tarot. So I'll clarify, pick up an energy and kind of a storyline. If it doesn't apply to you or you feel like it's not applicable, that's okay, right there. So we've got Rhea for flow. And all right, so moon and flow, those couldn't be more paired up perfectly, because the moon is all about cycles and flowing into those cycles, because when we resist cycles of life, we actually get very stuck. So let's tap into whose energy that these messages are for. If there's something that you're like, oh, that doesn't sound like my story, that's okay. Put that up on the shelf and look for the gems and little maybe perhaps I always like to view it as a light being shine on something of your path that could maybe assist you in your journey. So let's see. These are very jumpy cards, this one. So we've got Two of Cups. Starting off on the bottom, we've got the King of Cups. So we've already got a lot of feelings and emotions, relationships, energy going on right now. And we've got the Emperor. So bottom of the deck, I'm feeling Eight of Cups, top. So Queen of Cups, King of Swords. We got a lot of cups. There we go. The Tower. All right. Right there. We've got Ten of Wands, Six of Swords. All right. So we've got in center position that a lot of you have been working on your emotions and balancing them out. We've got the King and the Queen here. So I'm sensing that a lot of you have done a lot of work to balance your emotions. Control is not really the word I'm feeling right now. It's more of an awareness, emotional intelligence that I'm hearing in this. Let's go ahead and let's clarify the Tower just a little bit, as well as the Ten of Wands. Right there. Yep, Eight of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, and Six of Pentacles. Okay, so some of you have been very generous with your love, with your emotions, with your hard work. There has been a time when you have felt very trapped in them, with the Eight of Swords showing its and then with all of this emotions, and I feel that when our emotions are very much out of alignment, we have a tendency of feeling very imprisoned by our emotions. So it's showing here with the Eight of Cups that you've chosen to walk away from something, and there was a Tower moment that caused this. This is good. This is moving to better waters with all of this energy of all of this work, because you've done the work. You've done the work with this. You perhaps had that Tower moment in your past to where that it just created nothing but upheaval, and it created a space for you to really get grounded in center. The Emperor is truly the master of his domain, and you're working towards that, and this is beautiful. The moon, with Mama Kila and Rhea, like the moon is something that is extremely powerful, but it is also something that shows that we have to sometimes go within and take a step back from everything and learn a different way. And the moon has a very big impact on all of our emotions. It is something that it is the cycle of life, the cycles of the moon. I highly recommend looking at your chart, seeing where your moon placement is, what your moon sign is, and then of course seeing with a little bit maybe perhaps of an app tracker for you to tap into where the cycles are going on. I know that if I do not, in the past I would wonder what was going on with me, and either a full moon or the new moon can really bring up different aspects of our healing in our journey. So when we know where the placement is, we can also feel the ability to tap into also knowing why we're feeling a certain way, what's coming up for us depending on our signs. We are very fractal beings. Everything is fractal. And so planetary placement and your sign is a very beautiful tool to see your path a little bit more clearly, see an aspect of yourself. I know a lot of people, they're very divided. They either believe truly into it or they don't. If you have not done a full natal chart reading on yourself, I highly recommend it. When someone says, "Oh, well, I'm this sign. This is my sun sign. I'm an Aries, or I'm a Cancer, or I'm an Aquarius." Well, that's one of your signs. If you do not know, you have 3 signs: your rising, your sun, and your moon. And so moon is very important for not only knowing where you're at and how it is affecting us. And with the moon, so the ocean is something that is tied to the moon. No pun intended. But when we learn to tap into flow, that is when we really find harmony in our life with moving through what is. And what I mean by that is it's kind of like weather. Weather is associated a lot with flow. And the weather, of course, doesn't have a reason, it just is. And so the same thing with our feelings and our emotions, and sometimes when we are in resistance of flow of what is, meaning that when we don't listen to the signs, we don't listen to things that aren't working, and we insist that they do, eventually we get the Tower moment where everything comes undone because we were trying to make something work that really isn't meant for us. That is something that force is just not a way. It's just not. It's being in resistance to what is. So listen to what flows, what doors open when something closes, what opens next, because that is law. Like whenever something, the universe says, no, this isn't for you, it could be a higher reason for that. And so keep searching for something that is working in alignment with the flow of your life. You'll see it, you'll notice it, and the flows of you. That's why the goddess energy is so tied to the moon, and we are so in sync with our emotions, with being able to flow with them with just a woman's cycle. A woman is 4 different women in a month. 4 different women in a month. And if you do not know that about yourself, if you are feminine, then I highly recommend to learn about every aspect of your flow of each cycle, of each rotation of that moon is so important, and that's why we're so reminded. And that's what the moon is there also to remind us to tap into, is where are we at in our flow. And when we can see that our body is telling us, okay, we need more grains, or we need more fruits, we need more vegetables, we need more rest, we need more carbs. And that is something for if you are a masculine listening and you have your feminine, that she is 4 different women in a month. And if you do not learn her phases and cycles, and you're going to be a little bit lost. What worked last week isn't going to work this week. And when I know that about myself, that was a huge learning for me, because I didn't even know what was going on with me. And we're not taught in our culture, the time that we're little girls, to know about ourselves, to know about our cycles, to know about, and the moon is tied with those. And I know we're going right into, well, the moon and flow. I mean, what can I say? The message is what the message is. And so when we can do that, we truly tap into our power of knowing ourselves and teaching others to know us. So I love this, because with the King of Cups here, with the Queen of Cups here, this is true mastery over ourselves, our emotions, our ebbs and flows, and men too. Men have cycles every day, and they're different. And when we can know that about ourselves, we can know a little bit in a different way of going, okay, I'm feeling this way. It doesn't mean I need to express it. It doesn't mean that I have to just be unintentional with how I feel. Now, with knowing where you're at, you can move into that emperor state, man or woman, of going, I know who I am, I know where I'm at, I know what I need, I know in an intelligent way of being that king and queen of my own domain, of my own emotions, my love, my passion, my all the things that are coming into my life, and what you're creating. Because if you don't have mastery over your emotions and you just run amok, that is that shadowy aspect of the goddess. And I mean across the board, man or woman, if you are not tapped into your masculine energy of direction, then your feminine energy of power will create just as much destruction, chaos, than you could an equal measure of actually creating something that you want. So take a look at that. I do see that you are headed to calmer waters. This is such watery energy right now. And it takes the action of getting on the boat and moving towards it, focusing on towards it. Because emotions can feel so burdensome. Especially if you don't know why or what's going on. If you have done the process of elimination of many things and it's still there, then it may be a sign of something that is deserved of looking into, that is further of healing. You've done a lot of work here to heal it. It doesn't, emotions and pain, it reminds me of layers of something. I always think of Shrek, because it's like an onion, and it's a peeling effect. And sometimes we heal a layer of it, we go through life, we're doing great, we thought we got rid of it, and all of a sudden, boom, there's another layer to heal. And so it's not a setback. That's very illusionary, because if we're still dealing with something, that is an energy that we definitely encourage you to let go of, because it is a part of your process and in just another layer. And sometimes we're only able to deal with a layer at a time, not the whole thing. And that's also the journey. It's not the destination. It is the journey that is to why we're here, and the expansion of it. It is another layer of expanding, of healing, of growing, and to take it deeper. And so don't get stuck on that. Be generous with your love and with your life, and with that learning, because it's very beautiful. It's very That's part of flow, is the inhale and the exhale of life, and sharing that gift and vulnerability with others of perhaps your journey. Of course, don't get stuck in the story, but keep moving with flow. Keep moving in that forward momentum. We never go backwards. I don't know if any of you have had the opportunity to do a labyrinth, and I've walked a beautiful labyrinth up in the mountains during a retreat that I did, and it was so beautiful. And one of the messages that I received while doing it is a labyrinth is basically a maze, and it winds and winds all the way to source or to center. And so there was a moment when I had been walking and I had been doing my process and reflection, and all of a sudden I felt like I had been going for quite some time, and then it turned and I felt like I was right back where I was, but that was the illusion. The illusion is we are never moving backward. We are always moving forward. And so get out of that mindset. Everything is for you. Everything is for the next step. And if there's something reflecting back at us that is not complete, it is there for a reason. So stay focused on that and the flow of it. It's showing us something. So let's go to Mama Kila. Let's read her divine wisdom for that moon energy. And then we'll go to Rhea. So let's do that. And see what she has to say. The pages are sticking. Okay, so it says, Mama Kila, the icon goddess of the moon, presides over the power of cycles and seasons. The moon rules the night sky, returning full 13 times a year. The ancients marked time by the moon to know when to plant, when to harvest, when to store food, and when to celebrate fertility. Right now, you are invited to see what is familiar and decide whether you need to improve on it or leave things as they are. The answer to your inquiry can be found in the timing of things in the cycle you're in. You can apply the idea of natural cycles to relationships, creative projects, personal growth, and more. If you are honest with yourself, you will see there is no way to control these cycles, only to use the creative energy they offer to help you. If your relationship is unclear yet brimming with potential, you might turn to the new moon energy that shows up in the spring cycle of life. In that case, you just need to allow the relationship to grow naturally and be clear in your intentions. When your outer world seems to be slowing down, with obstacles rising up and temporarily blocking your every move, do not put up a resistance. Instead, take advantage of the need to rest and recalibrate your intentions as you wait for the cycle to change. No matter what, like the cycles of the moon, there is divine order in everything that is happening in your life right now. Once you know this, the goddess Mama Kila welcomes you to her divine moon dance of co-creation. The alignment message. Sometimes you feel out of sync with life, frustrated that the universe isn't providing you with what you desire. Do you want what you want exactly how you want it and feel like the great goddess is ignoring you? You may be wanting something to happen faster than it's meant to occur. Remember, the conditions of your life are temporal and ever-changing. Maybe you've just been aware of the cycle you're in, and so now you've been missing the signals. The moon goddess Mama Kila knows cycles intimately, and she'll let you know when it's time for the next phase. Mama Kila is always on track in the cycles of creation, and you must trust the wisdom. Her alignment task for you is to recognize and work with the natural cycle you are in. You will be amazed as alignment with the rhythm of the universe allows you to once again co-create consciously and surrender to life on life's terms. What a beautiful dance when Mama Kila offers you her support. And like I have always said, goddesses want to be recognized. We want to be acknowledged. So if you truly desire to tap into a specific goddess's energy, you must ask, and ask by name. All goddesses always want the correct name when they are being summoned. So a little tip there. And then let's do Rhea. So that's another tip to find out just how to zone in on really acknowledging certain energies, your cycle energies. It's Mama Kila. Go to that moon goddess and say, I'm asking for this support and clarity for me to know my cycles and be with the cycles and be with what is. Very important. And then ask what you want and create it. And I'll get into the moon stuff in just a little bit. I have more for you. All right, Rhea, the alignment message is, do you notice how when you're in alignment with the universe, everything in your life seems to flow? The Greek goddess Rhea, whose very name means flow and ease, comes to let you know that you're entering such a time. While the flow state is not permanent for most people, it is a beautiful feeling that allows you to lose yourself in the rhythm. It's as if you're traveling down to a magic stream where ideas and insights pour through you from a vast source of information that is gifted to you. The way to ensure you remain in this beautiful energy as long as you can is to observe your life with relaxed attention, listening to the guidance presented to you as you move forward without restraint or fixed ideas. You can enter a flow state anytime you're willing to release your expectations. It requires trust, and the goddess Rhea ensures your boat will never capsize as you move from a slow stream to a rapid river. All right, the alignment message. Sometimes you may find yourself in a stagnant state where nothing seems to be moving. The flow between you and the universe is blocked. This can happen when your fear and your desires won't be met, and when things are moving quickly and seemingly in a different direction from what you expected. The goddess Rhea reminds you that when you trust the flow state, you'll find an opportunity to flow around and bend you've not discovered yet. Her alignment task is for you to let go of the branch and allow yourself to be carried on the river of your life into parts of the river you have not yet traveled through. She will ensure that although you will experience unfamiliar and unexpected things, releasing the form of it all will only result in the discovery of magic and miracles. Let go and allow the flow to do the rest. You will be amazed at how effortless life becomes. And that is so very true. A wise woman told me that I very much is a mentor to me. She told me that a long time ago, and it finally clicked for me of how that when we let things flow and we watch the ease of it, and we've got a lot of water here, so we're going to use water as an illustration, and that's what she did for me. And she said, watch water. It goes to the path of least resistance. It is moving in a way, and it'll find those nooks and crannies to move and groove, but it is always in flow. And so our lives, our lives are like water, and if we can really embrace that and move with the flow of it, and stop holding on to things that just aren't working and we're not moving, that's why. So I love this. Let's pick up another couple messages from our other goddess decks, and what messages those are. All right. Oh wow. Everything is within you. You need you. I love that. All right, and she's got the beautiful moon above her head. Yeah, there's nothing outside of ourselves that we need. We just need to tap into that trust and knowing, and kind of go into a state of, in a way, free fall sometimes. Trust into the universe. This one right here. Never run from what you must feel. I love this because with all of this, this water energy, it's all about those feelings. Don't run from them. Honor them. See what's going on. Do the work. But don't let, how do I explain this? Okay. So it's okay to visit those dark places. don't live there. Know when you must go within and take time for yourself and heal, and go within, because you are everything you need. Honor the feelings and emotions. If you're mourning something from the past, honor it, because if not, we keep carrying it with us. That's part of that layer. So never run. Just really be with it, and then make a clear and decisive choice to go, okay, I have mourned this, I'm healing this is where I'm at, and now I'm going to choose to perhaps have even a reprieve from feeling a certain way. Choose to feel joy and happiness, even if it's for a moment. So go in and out of those stages with healing. Stay, you've done the work, you're doing great. So I love this messages from the goddesses and myself, and I hope that it serves you, it shines some light, and reassures you are in your flow. So keep tapping into that. So my news is that I will be doing also full moon and new moon readings, as well as the zodiacs for the month, and twin flame, because that is so important, whether it is that union within ourselves or with another, and it's all part of the big equation of this beautiful life. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.